stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Meeting of the Wahoo City Council, March 10th, 7 o'clock p.m. Open Meetings Act is posted on the wall. If you need more information, those of you that are online, it is located at City Hall. There's no proclamations. Let's do roll call.
Stuart Krejci.
Here.
Shane Sweet.
Here.
Carl Warford.
Here.
Ryan Diaz.
Here.
Chris Rappel.
Here.
Patrick Nagel.
Here.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to talk about something that's not on the agenda?
Sure, I can. Under department head reports, I guess I would just like to introduce to you Todd Coffey, who is our new EMS director.
Iranians are people with 7,000.
Jamie, is that right? Yes.
I'm Todd Coffey, so I took over for Grant. I was going to be called interim EMS director for now. I'm still working at the fire department in Fremont full time. Been there for 34 years, so working towards retirement at the end of the year. It's going to be February next year. So we just made an interim position, work 30 hours a week, kind of as needed during the week and during the weekends to fill in for any shortage we have, and then to do any administrative staff. So I'll be around. This is my wife Jamie. Like I said, I've worked 34 years at the Fremont Fire Department, been a paramedic since 1995. Worked for Midwest Medical Transport on their ground transport service for 15 years, and I did 12 years on a medical helicopter on my side job. So I was getting tired of flying all the time, so I cut back, and Grant talked to me about coming down here to work, and I started here about 3 years ago, so I've been part-time working weekends since then. So
Sounds good. What do you do in your spare time?
whatever sounds.
Yeah.
Grandkids, Mexico and grandkids. So I go there still a lot.
Well qualified, and thank you for helping us out. We'll make it work.
Thanks for having me, and
Some fantastic experience.
So Grant and Melissa, and the fire department staff have done a good job, so.
Any plans for changes, or what do you see?
Grant had set it up pretty well, so there's not much to improve on. I think we're just gonna look at some new equipment purchases as far as cardiac defibrillator monitor will be coming up, replacing our first response vehicle we've been talking about with a pickup versus the Explorer.
How old is that? 6 years?
7
Yeah,
years. So
yeah, 7.
getting close to that time, so I know Cody had mentioned it to me, it's one thing we need to look at, so.
We always called that one the Grant Mobile, so now we gotta get the time.
Other than that, no, I gotta get my CPR instructor certification, but we have 2 full-timers that work over there now, and they're certified. Actually, three of them are certified, so 4 of us are certified in CPR. We'll work to get all the employees in the city done here in the next couple months, so.
It's awesome. Terrific.
Thank you, guys.
You
Thanks
bet.
for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, department head report. Joe, on street department.
Joe Wynn, Water Street Department, Superintendent. In front of you guys, I got winter storm review for 25 to 26. It was a pretty good year. We had some ice events. I know that the public probably only seen us out a couple times. It was a pretty good year, but we had about 6-7 events on there. So I basically broke down employee hours, how much fuel, how much material we used, and if there was any snow that needed to be hauled out of our downtown areas and stuff, all that on there is documented. I can get numbers over to you for cost for man hours and salt and stuff like that if you want to break down the storm like we've done in the past. Information is all there if you need it.
With the exception of 2 days, it was pretty mild.
Yeah, hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully we don't get any more snow.
Another late March.
Yeah.
We're approaching the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah. We're optimistic that we're past that.
Season button up.
Spring cleanup, been doing a lot of street sweeping. We got a lot of our street sweeping done this winter. We had some mild days, so we were out sweeping the streets, and one of our big focuses inlet cleaning and potholes, so we just got the cemetery all cleaned up. We're gonna start focusing on filling the potholes. It's a bad year for potholes because we get freeze and refreeze. We talk about that every year. When the temp comes up, the moisture comes out of the ground, temp goes down at night, it refreezes and everything, and then it pops and comes right back out. So, ongoing, but we will get those tidied up. And unimproved road repairs and alley maintenance. We started that today, going around and start grading all the unimproved roads in town and alleys from winter washout and just what snowplows beat up on Maple Street and Continental States and those areas. So we'll have the grader out cleaning those up. Inspecting of our open drainage areas for proper drainage. So basically all of our outfalls where all of our stormwater exits out to the creeks, we'll go out and check those pipes, make sure everything's open, flowing and working the way it's supposed to. We've been continued maintenance out at the tree dump, spring installation of new entry gates. So if you've been out there, you see that we have 2 cones up front. We're putting in 2 new poles with hopefully a new camera system at the top. Kind of looks down into the back of people's trucks when they go out there to dump debris. We have ongoing issues out there, prohibited materials being dumped. The other day there was a truckload of lumber debris that got dumped, and it had 6 to 8 inch coated screws in it. We just really want the public to understand that one screw through one of our loader tires is $2,000. So that's your tax money. If a screw goes through, it's punctured, we have to replace it.
Also, one screw identified by the state when they come out and do their random inspection means that the cleanup is significant and the facility is shut down.
Yeah, the state is very strict on what can be dumped and per the state regulations and how it can be dumped. So just a reminder to the public, per state regulations, the tree dump is intended for tree debris only. No processed, treated lumber, trash, or construction debris. Leaf debris is not allowed to be burned by municipality per state regulation. The city of Wahoo allows the public to dump their leaf debris in a separate pile that gets spread out of the city farm fields. So the biggest problem we have there is we ask the public, please make sure that if you're cleaning out your flower gardens, your flower beds, that you pull the trash out, cups, bags, anything, because we take that material and we spread it on the farm field, and then we have to go out there and pick up the trash that's in it. There's a lot of trash that gets in the leaves, so if you can pick the trash out, that would be wonderful. Sign maintenance, crews will be out replacing outdated, damaged, and non-reflective signage. Winter projects that we were able to complete means we had mild weather. 10th and Pine Street, the crews graded and cleaned up the area. That was another area where we had people dumping tile and lumber and stuff like that. So we went through, we graded all that out, and we're going to grass seed it this spring and start mowing it. And I don't know what the plan is for that area, but we can maybe get it out there on the market or the parks department and put a new park there.
Nice area.
Something that the city can utilize. Cemetery cleanup, we just wrapped up today. I don't want to say we wrapped it up, we still have some things out there that we want to complete, but we removed all the winter, fall memorials, land maintenance, we did tree trimming, stump grinded 19 total stumps out there. We picked up all the leaves, cleaned around all the headstones, cleaned out all the flower beds and under all the hedges. We graded and leveled all the roads, and we're working on filling in those spots and putting down grass seed. The cemetery supervisor position is currently still open. We've been conducting interviews with qualified candidates as they apply. We've set the bar pretty high for this position as we believe we must have the right fit to reach the bar of excellence we're looking for. So, little story, we did have an interview on Friday. The gentleman came up from Kansas, 4 hours away. His resume was absolutely perfect, exactly what we were looking for. I actually thought I was looking at myself when I was doing this interview. And he had family that lived up here, his parents, and he wanted to move back and be with them. And his wife told him no. So we offered him the job, and he said, now's not the time. Wife doesn't want to move. But the good that came out of it was, it just reassures me that what we are looking for is out there. It just might take some time to find it. And we are going to so, in the meantime, my staff and I will keep everything going until we get that position filled. So, we can assure you that it will be taken care of. We also have part-time seasonal positions open out at the cemetery. High school students, 16 years or older, to mow and weed eat. Retirees, it can be part-time, it's very flexible. We have 1,000 hours on the books for summer help. So if you know anybody, we have that posted, but we haven't had any applicants. Spread the word, that'll help us a lot in the summer. And again, if you have student athletes, kids that don't have much time, we can get them for 3-4 hours in the mornings, come out and weed eat and mow, competitive wages. So it's open and encouraged for people to apply. Other than that, that's about all I have. Do you guys have any questions?
We did have some discussion in the committee meeting about St. Francis. We get a lot of comments about what,
They have some debris that is behind one of their big monuments when you drive in at the end of the Fork Road.
yeah,
Some members of our committee were asking if we could help clean that up, which I don't think we have a problem with cleaning that up. We just want to make sure there's no liability and that they're on board. We have trash cans out there, and if there's something that's broke or there's flowers, I would encourage St. Francis to use our trash cans and throw the debris away, and we can take care of it and dump it where it needs to be.
we're gonna try and visit with them. I offered to see if we can come up with some better agreements on responsibilities and maybe help them figure out how to clean theirs up.
I'd also like to thank you guys for the truck purchase. They're a great asset to our team, and it's an investment that the city will have for a long time. It really helps morale with the team and let them get into something nice and being productive and proactive, and they deserve it, and so does the community. It means a lot, so thank you guys for that. Cemetery cleanup went really, really well. We didn't have any complaints. We had a lot of just community support when it came to picking stuff up. We did pick up a lot of stuff. We had about 4 truckloads of flowers and stuff that got picked up. But if you drive out to the cemetery, you're going to notice it looks really clean. It really looks beautiful out there. So we appreciate the public support and trying to reach our goals and trying to get things cleaned up and things like that.
Street sweeper, that's really nice, I appreciate it. I know those are high maintenance pieces of equipment. I can tell when you go through, I mean, in my neighborhood, a lot of the trees, a lot of pin oaks that don't lose leaves until January, February, you can't stay ahead of them. You make it look nice, so that's appreciated.
Yeah, having a mild winter really helps out. It really kind of opens up our spring because we did a lot of sweeping.
Yeah.
And you pick up a lot of stuff. You don't realize how much debris is on the streets until you actually run it between sand and tree debris, a lot of tree debris. So we've also been cleaning up out at the tree dump at the old farm. My team and I have been cleaning up the lean-to, kind of getting some of that old wood and just stuff out there. We're trying to clean that up a little bit. Cemetery committee meeting was tonight. We discussed our expansion. I think we're finally moving in the right direction with that, but every time we take 2 steps forward, we sit back and we analyze and say, well, can we do this? What about this? Again, it's a very sensitive process. We want to make sure we're making the right decisions and make sure that we are setting up the future of our cemeteries for a long time, making sure that everything is exactly how we want it to be. There's going to be a lot that goes into that. It's not as easy as just saying, hey, we're going to put it over here, and that's that. I mean, there's technologies that are changing. There's the way the burials are being done are changing. A lot of people are going to cremation, so that forces us to look at columbariums and different layouts of the cemetery. So we'll have more of that in the future.
I guess real last comment from my side, or our side, is thanks for having us out there to the West Service Center today for the street. It was nice to get out there, meet your whole team, see what you guys have done out there, which I thought, I had no idea how much work you guys put in that area and
stuff, and to see the equipment and the challenges that you guys give your team face and how you guys overcome them. I thought you guys did a great job.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and that invite's open to anybody. I mean, we encourage the public. Public wants to stop down, they wanna see what they're invested in, they wanna see the trucks, stop down anytime, we're there 7 to 3:30. A lot of times, you shy away from that, but we want people to come in and see what we're doing, ask us questions, stop down, councilman, anytime. We're there to answer questions, we're there to show you what we're working on. I think that's the best way to be transparent with our teams and you guys, so you understand what we're doing, where we're at. So, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Are there any questions on the new job descriptions or pay scales associated with that? I can answer that.
One comment I would make, item number 1, acceptance of excused absence. I think council members have done a good job notifying the office if you're not going to be here. And, you know, they explain why, so I don't think, you know, that's an issue. But we appreciate when you can't be here because sometimes it gets a little short on
Yeah.
a quorum. So, but it's not been a problem, but that helps a lot. Any questions on the consent?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second? Okay. There are no other questions, roll call.
Creachy,
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Warford.
Yes.
No public hearings. Associated items, number 1 is the approval of,
It is a public hearing. That is a public hearing. Right here.
oh, that is a public hearing.
Yes, yes.
Okay, excuse me. Public hearing, okay, approval of the final plat, of the replat of lots 51 and 52 North Highland subdivision.
That's the double lot, right?
Right, this did come to you for approval to waive the preliminary plating process. It did go to the planning commission at their meeting last Tuesday, and they recommended approval of that. So there's, I think we're in the public hearing, but if you have any questions, I can offer my comments.
Showing 2 lots at once. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to click on the image.
Yeah.
Visual picture, that's what I was
Easement.
understanding.
So these 2 lots are on the north, just on the north of 23rd and 23rd and Oak, are both intended to face 24th Street as they were part of the villa section of North Highlands plating. Remember, they had townhomes, they had this villa section, and they had standard single-family home lots. The villas, the idea behind it was that there would be like a sub-homeowners association that would contract for snow removal and grass mowing, landscape maintenance. And so the idea was there would be a little bit smaller footprint of a home and and they would all be facing in this one cul-de-sac. So I did have some conversations with the developer, expressing a little concern over the fact that we're changing the style for this particular sub-part of the subdivision, but was assured that it will be facing 24th Street. It will match the look of the rest of them that are in there. And one of the reasons that this was attractive to the buyer is because they want those same features as a part of the sub-homeowners association.
So then there was an easement between the 2 lots that we're removing?
Right, that was,
It was in the setback.
it was in, it to be in the setbacks, and as part of this replatting, it is removing that. So I think it does bring up a point that, we worked through this in the conversations that I had with the developer, with the seller's agent, and with Travis, but in the future, I think we need to be cognizant of this and how it happens in our subdivision agreements and our reimbursement agreement that we had on this particular project. And just how it affects the development fees that are charged, the assessments, and all of those financial pieces, right? Because we built our financing model for North Highlands off of full bell out, assuming a full home on every single lot. And now we've had a couple of them where they've merged, and while it might be a higher end home, it still doesn't equate to the value of two homes
Do we have
and
more than
two
one?
families. Like the north of the water tower, there was
Oh,
a
gotcha.
combination of 3 lots and 2 lots, right? So
Okay.
it's just something for us to be aware of as we're moving forward. We did invest a fair amount of money into the subdivision, and in our modeling that we did, we were assuming that there would be a full home built on every lot. So we worked for that. It's not an issue for this. I think we're okay with moving forward.
Okay, we are in a public hearing. Public probably doesn't have any questions on it. Council?
Second.
Evidently, the council doesn't have any other questions. There's a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Roll call.
Warford,
Yes.
Krejci,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, and now action on the,
But this would be approval of a final plat.
yeah,
Motion to approve.
Second.
roll call.
Warford,
Yes.
Krejci,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, next item is action items not required in public hearing. Approval of interlocal agreement template for mosquito control for the city of Wahoo and the various villages for 2026. Any questions on that? We've had probably the same agreement, maybe a little increase in,
Is the pre-op price going up, or is it staying by the same?
It's consistently the same price for all entities, $450.
It's pretty nice.
And that was equaled out last year, where we put everybody in the same, having the same cost across the board of
Okay.
450.
It was more of the same minimum essentially, so.
okay, any other discussion?
Make motion to approve. I'll second that.
Okay. Questions? Roll call.
Ideas,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes.
Warford,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Krejci.
Yes.
Okay, number 2, approval of the audit waiver for the Public Buildings and Grounds Association for a year ending 12/31/25.
I'm requesting that you table this to the next meeting. I will have it for you. I know this is the second time, but I will have it for you at the next meeting.
This is a continuation of the last day.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll second that.
Or do we just leave it on?
Leave it on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not taking it off. That's true. That's true.
Roll call on approval to
Sit there.
delay until next meeting. Roll call.
Krejci,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes.
Warford.
Yes.
Number 3, authorize mayor to sign certificate of submittal completion of the Elm Street cul-de-sac project and accept the project into the city of Wahoo system.
So this is an improvement done at the very north end of Elm Street. I don't know if any of you have driven up there to see the project, but we've gone through all of the things, we've collected all of the documentation that we need, and now this is just a formal acceptance of it into our system. We would then take over the warranty, and if there are any issues, we would follow up with the contractor on those. And I have Ryan's blessing to, he agrees that everything's good for the water and sewer system.
He's watched every minute of it.
Yeah, he has, from the front door.
What's the council?
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second to approve. Roll call.
Krejci,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Nagel,
Yes.
Warford,
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes.
Rappel.
Yes.
Number 4, approval of Keno agreement with Four Sons Keno, current operator, to operate Keno and Wahoo, providing a 5-year agreement with an additional 5-year extension option.
A lot of titles still.
Yeah, there were two, and one expired and the other one obviously isn't being used, so we're just cleaning it up.
This is just the one now.
Yeah, and it does give essentially a 10-year commitment to Four Sons. There's
Yeah, what do they have to do at the end of the 5th year? Just ask for it?
It automatically rolls over if there's not,
No,
no,
it's
it's
just-
out of the side to try to get.
Okay. And I see they do, you know, it's the old writing is you've got to do some letter of credit, which they do, and all that.
The only thing that we changed in this agreement, at least that I feel is substantial, was there's a conversation going on in the legislature about decreasing the fee that the city has to pay from 2% to 1%. And so we included a provision in here that says if that happens, that 1% will stay with us. So our match would go, or our share would go from 8, it would stay at 8, but what we get to keep will go from 6 to 7. So out of that 8, we pay 2% to the state, we keep 6. So that would change to 7 if the state law changed. Because the senator that's introducing it is introducing it because he wants more money for his city. That is approach from Ralston. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it was material, one of the things the old draft said that I changed was, previously it said it was an exclusive right to operate Keno operations within the city. I changed it to non-exclusive, just in case there's
So
something
if
else.
somebody else pops in the middle, what's the matter now?
Yeah.
It felt like we had to deal with that before.
Yeah.
We did, in this, our past agreement as well as in this one, we do have about the timing of the deposits, which has been a little bit of an issue in getting, in reconciling. So we, Christina, rather not we, Christina is the one who reconciles their monthly report with, to comply with the state reporting and to match our documentation that we have to have. And there's been some issues because they're not making their deposits daily or in a timely manner as the agreement states.
The previous language said in a timely manner. Our definitions of timely manner differed. So it says daily now to allow for that.
So is there a penalty or something if they miss a day because something went wrong that they need to?
They're in breach and then they'd have to cure basically at that point.
Breach for what, days, 2,
Let's
3,
not joke
a week,
with
or
words.
more?
Yeah, I mean, they would be in breach the next day.
Right.
Right, and then the question is, can they cure in a timely way? If they can't, and or it's a repeat default, then we could kick them out. technically.
And is this our local store that's having trouble making these deposits, right? Like
To our
Sean, that's
local
against
bank.
the Bank enough?
Yeah, it's one block between the store and the bank where the deposit has to be made, so it's not.
Oh, I just think, I was trying to figure out if it was something happening here or something from Four Sons specifically that we're getting money with them, but they're not making deposits or how that works.
No, and if it was, once every 3 days, I don't think that there would be an issue, but it's like once every 10 days or 15 or.
There were a few months last year where they made 2 deposits in the whole month.
Gotcha.
And the language, yes, gives us a little more teeth than we have had previously, because in a timely manner is a gray.
It's very big.
Yeah, nail that down.
It's very big.
It also said to get me those reports in a timely manner previously. I was receiving them the 22nd, 23rd of each month to try and have my reporting done by the end of the month. This has them getting it to me by the 15th. So,
Nice.
And-
Motion to approve?
Good second?
I didn't know.
I'll just go.
Okay. I'm trying to look around and it's all over here. Okay, roll call.
Creachy,
Yes.
Warford,
Yes.
Sweet,
Yes.
Rappel,
Yes.
Ideas,
Yes.
Nagel.
Yes. Okay, mayor's comments on items not on the agenda. We've talked a little bit within the office and talked with the economic development. They would like to host a open house at our former city hall. A lot of people never been in there. A lot of people don't understand what we're doing.
Oh, before we rip it up?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's
Give
good.
it ever.
yeah. And we'd have EMS represented. Hopefully you will have a concept of what it's gonna look like at that time. So you can explain that. You'll get a good exposure then to the public. And have Joe there, who's over with the police department. And
Good idea.
Cody, I haven't talked to him, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so we go through that thing like, this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
It's how we've been functioning for much longer than we should have been, so.
Yeah, so I think we'll try and get a estimate of the time from JEO on the concept at least, maybe just amount of space or something like that. What we wanna focus on is the asbestos issue and, what conditions they work under, so that's one comment. At the league, meeting a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, there was a presentation on responsibilities of the leadership within a municipality. I'll just read what they handed out. I did talk a little bit about it at Greater Wahoo the other day, but good government works when roles are clear. Elected officials set direction, professionals execute operations, and everyone respects boundaries. When lines blur, trust drops and performance suffers. When lines are clear, accountability rises and the cities thrive. So the responsibility of the mayor is to lead in developing the vision and the priorities, build consensus and represent the city publicly, focus on outcomes, not operations, and work through the city administrator, not directly through the staff. So that's, I can sit in on meetings just to get a feel of what's being discussed, but I don't participate in them. They're there to help me figure out what committees are wanting to do in the future. Then the next is the city administration, implement policy and run operations, advise city council on options and analysis, and execute decisions consistently. City council make policy and approve budget, provide oversight and accountability, represents the city constituents, and avoid directing staff. Department heads, they report to the city administrator, supervisors staff within their department. Each department has a relationship with the city council. 3 members of the city council make up their subcommittees. The council works through the city administrator to call a meeting. The department head works with the city administrator and/or the subcommittee through the city administrator to call a meeting to discuss certain topics. The mayor can sit in on subcommittees to observe and concern and collect information which might rise to the level of the mayor or the city council for action. The mayor oversees the appointment of the council members to various subcommittees. Public, we encourage public input, which is given to the employee, which the employee refers to question or issue, to the department head. That is reported to the city administrator who makes the decision. If not resolved, it goes to the mayor and possibly the city council. Public input that goes directly to the city minister or the mayor is discussed between the two for further action, up or down. So that's primarily that outline. At the meeting, and Lauren wasn't there, but I want to compliment Lauren Lindahl, when he was mayor, when I was down in Lincoln, working hard to move position. You worked through all of them, but your focus is as laid out here, and we are, I think, in lines with that. I have an appointment with Lauren tomorrow, so I'll personally comment on that. So, I think it's worked well. I think we've got the best, administrator staff within the office, and council. I think everything's running pretty well. So, I guess that's where I'll leave those comments, so. Anybody from the council have any comments, not necessarily on that subject, but other subjects? Okay, if not, meeting adjourned.